Hello, third grade friends and adults alike. This is Miss Marshall coming at you with our second lesson about time. All right, so yesterday we had our introduction into time about half past, quarter past, quarter to. Today we're getting into a little bit more nitty gritty of the word problems we can do behind it. So, real quick before we get into it, let's go over our anchor chart real quick. So, let me zoom in a little bit more so we can read it. All right, so like I said, we have two types of clocks. We have an analog clock and a digital clock. We all know how to read a digital clock. Beautiful, great, easy. But the analog clock's the hard part we have. All right, as a quick reminder, remember my shorthand is my hour hand, my long hand's my minute hand. All right, and the numbers that are on the clock tell me what? The hour. And guess what? They can also tell me the minute. Remember, what are each of these multiples of for my minutes? 5, right? So here's 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, 30. Whoops, silly me, 25. I got way too excited. 30, 35, 40, 45. I apologize for the handwriting. 50, 55. And then here's the 60th minute, also known as my 00 clock. Okay, so we have our quick review over our clocks. Excuse me, had cough. All right, so my analog clocks, these count by groups of 5. All right, so let's go back down as a quick review. And see that how many seconds are in a minute? 60. All right, there's 60 minutes in an hour, and there's 24 hours in a day. All right, because remember, if I count by 5 12 times, I get 60. There you go, connections. All right, so review of yesterday. If I'm 30 minutes past the hour, I am half past hour. If I'm 15 minutes, my minute hand's at the 15 minute, it is a quarter past the hour. If my minute hand's at the 45th minute, I'm a quarter to the next hour. All right. So remember, 7:45 is also said quarter to 8 or 15 minutes to 8. Same for 8:15. I can say quarter past 8 or 15 minutes after 8. Okay. So that's my quick reminder of our clocks. So let's get into our first problem real quick. All right. Let me zoom back out a little bit. Fit. There we go. All right. So sorry, I had to take some water. All right, so we have our first problem today. Let's see what it says. It says, Sarah spent 10 minutes practicing her spelling words, 15 minutes doing her math homework, and 40 minutes reading her book. How much time did Sarah spend on her schoolwork? All right, there's two ways that we're going to go about solving it. The first way is that we're actually going to, use the clock. We have our interactive clock that I've posted in the assignment here and also in yesterday's assignment as well. So let's go to our interactive clock real quick. All right, so I'm going to set a time. So I'm going to set a time for 8. All right, so I have my clock here that I can manipulate all I want to. So let's go to the problem. It says, Sarah spent 10 minutes practicing her spelling words. So let's go ahead and move ahead 10 minutes in a time. All right, remember my long hand's my minute hand. Let's move 10 minutes. And let's watch as my digital clock goes as I go. Let's move 10 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oop, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I have moved my 10 minutes. All right, so now it's 8:10. I started at 8, now it's 8:10. So I spent 10 minutes. Now what did I do? 15 minutes doing her math homework. All right, so let's move another 15 minutes. Whoop, go back to my clock. Let's move another 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, I've now moved another 15 minutes. So now it's 8:25. And then what happened next? Then she spent 40 minutes reading her book. Let's go ahead 40 minutes in time. This time I'm going to count by 5s to make my life easier and I don't have to sit here and count to 40. All right, so let's do that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right, so I spent my 40 minutes. So, how much time did Sarah spend on her schoolwork? Well, what did I end up doing? I ended up adding 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and 40 minutes. So, I started at what time on my clock? I started at 8, right? Now what time is it? It now is 9:05. So, how long did Sarah take on her schoolwork? I went 1 hour and 5 minutes ahead, right? So, let's double check our work and see. Because I could have solved it by using the clock here, or I also could solve it by doing a little bit of math. So like I said earlier, we really just added all these minutes together, didn't we? To see how much time she spent on her schoolwork. So let's do that real quick. Let's see how many minutes. If I do 10 plus 15, what's 10 minutes plus 15 minutes? How many minutes is that? That's 25 minutes, right? And then I added another 40 minutes. So let's see, 25 plus 40 equals what? 65. So you know Sarah spent a total of 65 minutes on her schoolwork. But guess what? That's not probably what the answer is going to look like. It's not going to say 65 minutes. Why? That'd be too easy. It's going to ask you one more step. That one more step is going to be how many hours and minutes. So let's see. Review back. How many minutes are in an hour? Whoops, you can barely see it, but remember it's 60 minutes are in 1 hour. So let's see. If I have 60 minutes equal 1 hour, if I have 60 minutes equal 1 hour, I could just take away 60 minutes from here, right? To see how many hours it's been. What's 65 minus 60? 5. So we know it's already been 1 hour. How many minutes do I have left over? 5. So how long did Sarah take to do her schoolwork? 1 hour and 5 minutes. Boop. So see, you could have used the clock, or you could have just added my minutes up, subtracted the 60 to find how many hours, and see what was left over. All right, we got one more problem. All right, let's see what it is. Doop. All right, so what we have next is Jack. So Jack spent 30 minutes practicing the drums, 25 minutes watching YouTube videos, and 15 minutes running outside. How much time did Jack spend on his hobbies? Well, let's go to my clock real quick. I'm going to start at 9 o'clock now. So if I start at 9 o'clock, oops, if he spent 30 minutes practicing the drums, let's go ahead and jump ahead and count by 5 30 minutes. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So there's 30 minutes. Then what? He spent 25 minutes watching YouTube videos. So let's add another 25 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So there's 25 minutes. And then 15 minutes running outside. So I got 15 more minutes. So let's go. 5, 10, 15. So what time is it now if I started at 9 o'clock? It's 10:10, right? 10, 5, 10. 10:10. So how long did I take, or how long did Jack take on his hobbies? If I started at 9, I ended at 10:10. It was an hour and 10 minutes, right? Well, the other way you also could have solved it, besides using the clock, was doing the math with it. So let's see, what's 30 minutes plus 25 minutes? How many minutes is that? That's 55, right? So I have 55 minutes that he has spent practicing the drums and watching YouTube. Then what else did he do? He ran for another 15 minutes. So what is 55 plus 15? Well, that would be what? 70, right? So we know Jack spent a total of 70 minutes on his hobbies. But remember, that's not what it's going to look like as an answer. It's going to ask for the hour and the minute. Excuse my coughing. All right, so let's figure out how many hours and minutes. Remember, there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So let's take away that hour to figure out how many minutes I got left. So 70 minus 60, easy peasy, is what? 10, right? So I know that 60 is 1 hour, and how many minutes are left? 10. So Jack spent how long on his hobbies? He spent 1 hour and 10 minutes. All right, so what I have for you guys to do next is also in this assignment, I've posted a number rock video for telling time by 5. So after you've watched this lesson, go watch that number rock video. It's real cool. It's a catchy song, and it's a fun story that they tell in it. All right, so you've already done my problem of the day. You've listened to my lesson. Now go watch number rock. And then I have left for you guys as your 2 assignments today for math is that Google Form math review that we have every day. And then also another Google Slides for telling time to the 5. All right, I'll go over that real quick. So stick with me here. All right, so this is your other assignment besides the math review that you have. It's every day. You're going to have a math review and then a Google Slides. Whew, allergies are getting to me. All right, so let me go over this real quick for you. So it's time by 5 minutes. I recommend watching that number rock video before you do this assignment. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to match the times. So drag the green boxes next to the clock to its names. So it says 2:30, so I'm going to drag 2:30, boop, and put it in there. All right, so that's that one. This one here tells me write the time and the numbers. So a lot like yesterday's assignment, you have to write what time it is. So remember, if you delete your text box, how to make a new one, okay? And remember, you have to double click to get the cursor there to delete. So I'll do this first one. Let's see. My hour hand's at the 6, just past the 6. My minute hand's at the 5, 10. So what time is it? It is 6:10. All right? So that's how I want you to do for all of my clocks. Same for down here. Now instead of a clock, it has it written in word form. So you have to write the numbers for each clock. So if it's 7 o'clock, how's that going to look on a digital clock? It's going to look like 7 o'clock. All right? Not painful, not hard. This last part is where you really need to pay attention to, okay? So now you have to make the analog clock. It's giving you the digital clock, but you need to make the analog one. All right, I've put in 2 arrows out here. My blue is my minute. My gray is my hour. I tried my best to make them shorter of how they need to be. All right, so I'll do this first one with you. So let's put my hour in. Actually, let's start with my minute. Let's start with my minute. What minute is that? It's at the 50th minute. So let's see. Let's count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So we know my blue arrow is going to point to right there. So I'm going to put my blue arrow, click, drag, and point it right there. All right, and what hour? It's the 6th, and it's just past, so I'm going to put it real close to 7, but not quite at 7 yet. So I'm going to click and drag and put that there. So that's how you're going to make my analog clock, all right? Remember, my blue is my minute, my gray is my hour. All right, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those to do, all right? Shouldn't be too painful, super easy. So you do this and my math review, and those are your 2 math assignments for the day. All right, you've done my problem of the day, you've listened to my lesson, you've watched Number Rock, those 3 things, and then my 2 assignments. All right, that's it for math today. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow for another lesson on time. Bye.